Little Walter. They're giving 8-3 whether or not I'm going to be able to do this. Little Walter was, of course, born in Marksville, raised in Alexandria. That marker's there with the information in 2008 when Beyonce's Cadillac record was produced by her. She started, and of course that brought Little Walter to sort of the nation of international music. With the foresight of Sherry Ellington and her staff, this festival came about. This will be the 5th year, honoring the person who is literally the world's greatest harmonica player in the history of the world. Now, don't believe me. Go to the Institute of Jazz in Darmstadt, Germany, south of Frankfurt. There's one statue. One statue. Not Ray Charles, not Otis Redding, not Elvis, Little Walter. The history, 4 years we had some good runs. You will hear more in a minute. This is the year, 5th year. Thank you.
All right. So at this time, we'd like to just quickly introduce the CBB team. Kelly, did you want to introduce the team, or would you like me to go ahead? Okay, we have Kelly, Wes. We've got Julie, Sam back here, Kathy. Am I missing any of our CBB team? Sherry is not with us. She is a victim of the flu.
We're glad she's not Sherry.
Yeah, we're all very glad about that. We also would like to introduce, and Greg, if you'll take that liberty to introduce our committee members that are here with us today.
David Lynn, Paul Price, standing here. Of course, the greatest staff in the hospitality industry, all the staff at the including Liz from Kinetics. I'm trying to see if Nick and I did missing Matt. But thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Paul to come up, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about our existing sponsors and maybe just a brief statement about why and how you can become more involved.
Before I say anything about the sponsors, I'd like to let you know something important about Little Walter's music. There's a revival of interest in Little Walter's music to this extent. The Rolling Stones back in December released a new album. They haven't released an album in 11 years. So what did they choose to put on their album? 4 Little Walter songs, including Blue and Lonesome, which is the title track. The whole album is entitled Blue and Lonesome. So, Little Walter's music is still in vogue. As far as sponsors, we've already got the following sponsors: Louisiana Office of Tourism, GATA, Sinlock Broadcasting, City of Alexandria, Louisiana Lottery, Kinetics, and the Sinlock chapter of the Louisiana Restaurant Association. We really appreciate having them. But this is only the beginning of solicitation for sponsors. You can still be a sponsor. And with sponsorship comes certain VIP privileges. There's going to be a VIP area, and everybody's going to have a whole lot of fun. So we solicit your sponsorship. Thank you.
Well, now here's for the reason that we all came here today. We are so excited about our musical lineup. We felt like it was very important to stay true to the purpose of what Little Walter Music Festival is about. It's about including all varieties of music genres. It's not just about one, because if you know anything about Little Walter, you knew that back in his time, he ventured out in so many different genres and avenues to really experience the world and to grow his music talent. And so we want to stay true to his legacy by bringing in, this year's, we're bringing in the Delta Blues type music, the Texas Hill Country Blues, jazz, boogie, funk, swamp music, Southern soul, blues rock, Zydeco, and all around just feel-good music. And this is definitely a weekend that you're not going to want to miss. At this time, we're going to take turns and we're going to introduce who our band lineup is going to be. And at this time, I'm going to ask Nick to start us off with Friday's lineup.
Thank you, Liz. Music will kick off at 5:30, and the sound of Central Louisiana's very own brass band parading through the amphitheater to get the attendees on their feet, ready to jam-pack for a fantastic music lineup filled weekend. Influenced by the sound of the likes of Tab Benoit, Mississippi John Hurt, Merle Haggard, Bob Dylan, Peas and Cornbread is sure to get festive goers into the Texas swing and feel of Delta blues. Liz?
The next one that we'd like to introduce to you is somebody that you may or may not have heard of. I've actually been very excited in learning about this artist. Her name is Nikki Hill. She is deemed by Rolling Stones magazine the queen of Rolling Stones meets Tina Turner. She's a little fireball that's performed, and that once you see her perform, you won't forget her. Matter of fact, when her name came up when we were meeting, one of the first things that Kelly said was, "I think I saw her at the Chicago Blues." So she's definitely somebody that you're going to remember. She is a no-filtered, explosive show. She makes you believe in rock and roll music again. Her unique voice is raw with rock and soul dynamics that are mixed with strength, passion, and honesty of blues shouters of the past. When you hear her perform, you're going to be eager to stay for the entire weekend.
And I might add a moniker to that, the female Otis Redding, right?
Yes, sir. That is right.
Before I tell you about Mr. Sip, I want to acknowledge the Little Walter Foundation from Chicago, headed by Executive Director Phil Moy and Marion Lou Walter's daughter. And they get our word out throughout Europe, throughout the United States, and we very much appreciate them. Backed by popular demand is Mr. Sip. And if you're slow like me, I had to see him a couple of times when I realized it's for people like me that can't pronounce Mississippi. Mr. Sip. You got it? His knock a hole in it, he's the Mississippi blues child. His guitar riffs have shocked and converted Little Walter Music Fest goers. Last year, he blew the crowd away. In 2016, last year, Mr. Sip won the Blues Music Award for Best New Artist Album. And he's got a fast boogie like Sip Side, and it really fires you out of the box. He is just electrifying. A lot of people are musicians. This guy's a performer with a talent.
One more thing about Mr. Sip, when we went to Sinlaw Broadcasting and asked them, who do you think we should revisit, or or artists that you're interested in? I know that Jay Stevens, one of our partners in this festival, said Mr. Sip really knows how to get the crowd on their feet, and we agree with that he definitely knows how to get everybody alive and going. One of the things we want to talk about for Saturday is once again we are doing the harmonica workshop. We've outgrown Tipitina's because so many people attended last year, so this year we will be partnering with the Alexandria Museum of Art and holding it in the museum, along with a exhibit that will be taking place that you'll hear more about coming up. So that will be taking place. But then moving on into our lineup, 9220 is a party band that most of you may or may not be familiar with. It's one of our local bands. We felt that it was very important for Little Walter Festival to celebrate our local, our regional, and our national artists. And this is one of our local bands that will be coming in. It is made up of a group of gentlemen who are all police officers and really like to have a good time. They're dedicated to bringing the party to you, and I think that they're going to kick us off in a way that will excite everybody. Then we also have Little Nate that will be here again. He's known for his unique style of performing on stage. He's known for doing his push-ups on stage, to standing on top of his 15-foot speakers, to really having a good time on this stage. We also have Smokey Greenwell. Smokey Greenwell, Kelly and some of the people from the CVB, Sherry and Kelly, went down to New Orleans a couple weeks ago, and one of the things they got to experience was Louisiana harmonica tribute to Little Walter, and it was an entire event held at the Carver Theater that was dedicated to Little Walter's legacy. And so Smokey Greenwell will be doing our harmonica workshop on Saturday, but he also, along with his band, will be performing. Smokey is a true artist. He is actually sought out by harmonica enthusiasts throughout the world, and he also even wrote his own training piece for the harmonica workshop, and he will be utilizing that when he's here. Back to
Speaking of Smokey, I did want to acknowledge our next performer, Grammy winner Chubby Carrier, because Chubby was a spokesperson for Louisiana and smoke-free, and that's why Alexandria was the first city to do a smoke-free audience. But Chubby will be back, Functified, Zydeco-fied, and we're going to have a Chubby party. A lot of musicians are easy to work with, some not so easy to work with. Chubby is one of the easiest, nicest guys that Louisiana has ever produced. We're calling his set a swamp, funky, Zydeco good time. There ain't no party like a chubby party. And those ever seen him before know exactly what I'm talking about. He's an accordion playing virtuoso. He grabs a mic, he takes to the stage with his bandmates, and you will be treated to a wonderful, spectacular show. His sound is infectious. His smile is infectious. A concoction of blues, 70s funk, rock and roll, and good old Zydeco. And even timid individuals like me start moving their feet sometimes. A Zydeco junkie, of course, earned him the Best Zydeco Cajun Album during the 53rd Annual Grammy Award celebration in February 2011. Now this next one I'm going to mention, I'm going to ask Josh Hyde to come up here. If you will, Josh, come up. You know, these next three CDs I'm going to talk about, put Josh in the middle here. I want to tell you about this CD that's going to be dropped officially Friday, right? That's right. It'll be dropped Friday. The Call of the Night, written by Josh Hyde, John Grove, Sonny Landreth, other great artists like Buddy Flatt from Shreveport. This thing has gotten reviews in Belgium, in Germany, throughout Europe, and throughout North America. And this is Alexandria's own Josh Hyde.
All
It's out in vinyl. It's going to be out CD this Friday. And if you heard, when you hear some of these guitar in hand, The Call of the Night, Mississippi Bridge that he experienced personally when 11th, his first song, just offshore, which I think should have been in the movie. You know, about this is just a phenomenal CD, and Josh, we're just glad that you're going to be with us and looking forward to it. Thank you. And speaking of people easy to work with, he's easy to work with. He's bringing in John Grove, Papa Crow's Funk, John Grove, and it's going to be a spectacular show. Next,
Josh worked on this project, was recorded in Maurice, the Dockside Studio, very famous studio that B.B. King, they've had 11 Grammy Award albums come out of that studio. A mix of local people and a mix of, as Greg said, some Louisiana all-stars. The release party for this CD is at Spirits on March the 3rd. And Josh, bless his heart, came here and set up all his equipment to play, and we have a downtown power failure. I don't know if y'all know that. There's no power, so I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but thank you for coming. I also wanted to thank Tipitinas. They've been helping us out here for a long time, and I'm aware of what Tipitinas do because I have some buddies that are prominent musicians in New Orleans, and they do a lot of educational things. The Instruments That Come In program has been going on really since Katrina, and I've seen firsthand. How many thousands of instruments have y'all put?
$3.15 million so far.
All right.
So thank you for that.
thank you. Our next act is James Boogaloo Bolden, a guy that I've known since 1983. He was B.B. King's band leader, and he was actually here. We booked him about 6 or 7 months before B.B. died. And he was here, and 1 week before the funeral, at which James Boogaloo Bolden was actually a pallbearer at B.B.'s funeral, we had the Little Walker the 3rd year. Because of rain, we had to move to the riverfront. And they and the B.B. King band and the B.B. King choir did a tribute to B.B. 1 week before his funeral. We're going to repeat some of that this year because Kenny Neal's latest CD was nominated Bloodline for a Grammy last Sunday. He did not win, but listen to Bloodline and you understand Louisiana. The video is actually phenomenal because they show him in a crawfish boil on his back porch. And that's what it's all about, right? Crawfish and music and Louisiana culture. But before he released this, Kenny Neal put out a song called Thank You B.B. King. And he sent it to B before B died. And it's phenomenal. So what they're going to do, everybody knows The Thrill Is Gone. They're going to do a short tribute to B.B. with The Thrill Is Gone, Thank You B.B. King, written by Kenny Neal, and Peace to the World, which B.B. King told Charlie Rose 19 years before he died he wanted it played at his funeral. It was played here 1 week before his funeral. It was played at his funeral in Indianola. It's going to be replayed at Little Walter. That's going to be a phenomenal show. Now, Kenny's a Grammy nominee. A But also coming back is Billy Branch, who is a 3-time Grammy nominee. This is going to be a phenomenal show. And that ain't all, folks. Anybody here is going to tell you age. Anybody here ever heard that song, Roy Head, Treat Her Right? You got to treat her right. It's an oldie, one-hit wonder. Well, we got a relative of his called Sundance Ed, who when he won the 2016 Voice Award, the 2016 winner with Blake Shelton as his coach, said he wanted music his children could listen to and his grandma could listen to. And we're proud to announce that Little Walter will be one of the first touring dates for Sundance, the 2016 NBC winner of The Voice. And Boogaloo and Kenny Neal and Billy Branch, and I understand Sundance's management team have agreed to what the highlight of the show is going to be, the jam, the Little Walter Jam. And I'm sure they can do that song. Even some of you young people have heard this, you just didn't know it was Walter, called My Babe, which even Elvis Presley covered.